In one of my other lessons, for which I'm going to put a link in the description, I explained how to do protecting and unprotecting of sheets. So if you're not familiar with this concept, you can go watch this lesson and then you'll come to this challenge. And here the challenge is the following. Basically, I have a survey, so I have some cells that I want to fill, but I want to protect the rest of the survey. So how do I do this, and how do I do it not manually? So first, let me show you some basics about protecting and unprotecting sheets. So you can go to review, and then under review you can do protect sheet. You put a password, okay, put a password, the same password again, and then okay. And you can see that I protected my sheets, and if I try to type something, it's not gonna work. Now to unprotect my sheet, I go here, I put the password, and it's unprotected, so I can type anything I want. Now, in order to just type data in some of the cells, I can just select those cells. For example, I selected this range. I go to Home, and then I go to Format, Format Cells, Protections, and there is this locked thing. I just unselect it. I say OK. So far, nothing happens. But when I go and I do Review, Protect Sheet, I'm not going to put a password. If I type anything here, I can type, but if I type in another range, here I cannot type anything. So let's remove this. Let's unprotect the sheet. Let's select some range, go to Home, and then we do Format, Format Cells. And here if you see, I have a dash. Dash means some cells are locked, some cells are not locked. When I click on it, it becomes a yes tick mark, which means all are locked. I say OK, and I'm fine. Now, what I want to try to do is I want to lock the sheet, but be able to enter data in the gray cells. And when I press on tab here, normally it just goes to the next cell. I want to press on tab and then it goes to the next gray cell. So how to do this? Obviously, I can start pressing Control and then selecting each cell as I'm doing here, and then going to Format, Format Cells, and saying I don't want them locked. But this could be cumbersome because this is a small survey, but you can have a sheet that is very, very big and lengthy, and you will waste a lot of time doing this. So what you can do is Control F, you get this box with find, and you can find data by format. So the first way to do it is to choose the format from a cell. So I click on this and then I select it from a cell. But the problem with this approach is that it does take the color into consideration, but also the other types of formats. So for example, the font size, the font type, the borders, etc. So it might not work in our case. So what I do, I'm going to clear the format and I'm going to select format and go to fill and then select this gray and say OK. If you don't know what's the color, you can just select any cell. You go here, you do more colors, and then under custom, you can see the RGB of this color, 242, 242, 242. So if I do Control F, I go to format, I can say more colors, and I can type here, for example, 242, 242, and 242. And this is my correct gray. So I say OK. Next, I can do find all. If you see, it found all the instances where I have this gray color. I click on one, I press Shift, I press arrow down, and as you can see, it is starting to select all the cells that are in gray. So once I select them all, I can close this. I can go to Format, Format Cells, I do Protection, remove the lock, and then I can go to Review, Protect Sheet. Let's assume I put a password. I say OK. So now if I type here, I can't do anything. If I type the name here, Bob, I can. If I do tab, as you can see, it goes to the next gray cell. And this way, I can fill my cells very easily and very fast. So this is the methodology. Let me know in the comments what you think about this approach, or if you have a different approach to do this quickly. and whether you have used this formatting style or approach before.